In a previous section, we wrote a script that opened up a file, read through the file, and performed a calculation. I'm actually showing the script on the screen now just to refresh your memory. The way that program worked, it would read through a file and print up a simple number like that. One of the problems with this script is that it's hardwired to a specific file name, though. I mean, if I look at this, it's sort of hardwired to that one specific file. It's not easy for me to change the file name. It's also not easy for me to incorporate this code into other settings. So in order to clean this up, a much better way to handle this would be to move this script into a function. And to do that, what I'm going to do is use the def statement. Essentially, the idea is I'm going to take all of these statements that used to be in a script, and I'm going to move them into a function definition. So I'm going to start with the def statement. Right after that, I might want to include a documentation string, just describing what is going to happen here. So this is going to compute maybe the total shares times price for a CSV file with name, date, shares, price data. Giving the reader a little indication about what is happening here. And then what I'm going to do is take all the statements that were previously a script and indent them so that they're in that function definition. Okay, so we're going to take everything and put it into the function. Instead of having a hard-coded file name, I'll include the file name that was provided. And then at the end, instead of just printing, I'll return total as a result there. Part of the thinking on that is that I don't really know what somebody wants to do with this total calculation. And it's better for me to return it. By returning it, it sort of leaves it open to how that gets used. The way that somebody will use this is they'll say total is equal to portfolio cost. They give it a file name, and then what they do with that result is entirely up to them. So function takes an input, performs a calculation, returns a value back. If I've done this correctly, I should be able to run the code and get the same answer that I got before. Always good to make sure you get the same answer as before. Now, having done this, I want to just briefly talk about some of the benefits of structuring things like a function like that. One benefit is that you can start reusing that code over and over again. By having that function, I can apply it to different file names. I can say, go run on, portfolio 2 CSV, or I can, run it on portfolio 3 CSV and get different answers. I could start to incorporate this into larger scripts, for instance. Just as kind of an example of something more interesting, one library module that I like quite a bit is the glob module. What glob lets you do is it lets you grab file names that match a specific pattern. I could go here and say, give me everything in the data folder that matches portfolio star CSV. And it would give me a list of file names. And then I can start writing code, like for file name and files. Portfolio cost file name. What I've done here is written a program that is processing list of files and then using my function. In some sense, this is the whole benefit of having a function. You can take code, you can package it up, become something that you can use over and over and over again as you start to make larger programs.